Oh no.
And we are live.
Let me open it on my computer.
We're back.
We are back. I'm trying to see if I can see the feed. Dun, dun, dun.
Maybe we can ask them to like.
I don't know if anyone's watching. Teddy, chill out. Okay, here we go.
Ask them to like.
I don't know if anyone's watching. No one's here. Teddy, chill out. Okay, here we go.
Ask them to like.
Oh, I gotta mute it.
I'm gonna share it to my book Twitter.
Yeah, if we share it on Twitter, I usually like share it on Instagram so people know. So I'll do that real quick.
Moment.
I mean, it's been so long since I've gone live. I feel like people don't even remember that I have a channel anymore.
You, me, both. The last video I posted was the end of April, so.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting it back. I recorded 3 videos today.
Okay, girl.
They were all book related, but I was like, okay, I might do a hair video.
That's funny.
And the word might, because,
Why not?
Because hair and makeup videos are horrible to edit. Like,
Why?
they take forever. Because y'all don't want to watch, like, the actual process. So if I'm doing, like, this makeup look,
yeah,
I take my time when I'm editing just because I want to make sure that I stay in shot and I want to make sure that, like, you can actually see the process. So it'll end up being like 30 minutes worth of video that I have to condense down, but you can't do it too fast, because if you do it like too fast, it'll just look like this.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, the editing on it sucks.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, that's why I haven't done them in a while. Like my makeup book reviews, they're coming because Black Leopard made me want to do it.
And join me on Booktube.
Like Black Leopard ruined my life.
Oh, we have someone in the chat. Hello.
Come join me on Booktube. Book reviews. Keep going. We're live. There we go. All right.
Ted's here. Hi, Ted.
Ted is always here. So nice. Let's see.
I'm ready to take a nap, though.
A nap already?
It's like, you know how on your weekends and you try to do social things on Saturday, and then Sunday is the day that I'm going to get my stuff together and do whatever I need to handle for this week, wash my clothes, and then you get halfway done with that, and midway through you just kind of go, I want to take a nap.
Yes.
Where you're at?
Crash.
Yeah.
You crash.
Wake up at like 7.
So, guys, how are we going to start this discussion?
We can talk about what we're reading first, and then we'll go to the fun things.
Okay. I guess I'll start because I have 3 books right here. I wouldn't say that I'm actively reading them, but I plan on trying to start reading them soon. This one, self-explanatory.
Very.
Then
I got the new Elizabeth Acevedo release.
Oh, I love that book. That's on my list.
Such a pretty cover.
The cover is amazing. So I really want to start it soon. And then I also got the newest Tiffany Jackson release. This one is called Let Me Hear a Rhythm, a Rhyme. Let Me Hear a Rhyme.
Okay, so wait. Tiffany is the one that wrote Monday's Not Coming, right?
Yes.
Bruh, that book messed me up so bad.
I haven't read that.
It's intense.
Really?
Her friend goes missing.
I heard about that. Like, she's a girl, right? And her best friend goes missing or something?
It's really intense.
Oh.
So I hope that one's a fluffier read.
Girl, I don't know. This cover looks a little bit, well, maybe it is fluffier. I love the cover.
Yeah,
it's really pretty.
Just for the cover.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's like 98% of the reason why I bought it.
Yeah, let me know about the Elizabeth Acevedo one, because
I will.
That one, because I loved Poet X.
Oh, yes. I know, I loved it too. I listened to it on audiobook, so this is a little different. I contemplated getting the audiobook, but I was like, no, I wanna
that one's not written in slam poetry style though, is it?
No.
Yeah, no, I think I'm just gonna read that one because the reason Poet X's audiobook is so amazing is because it's slam poetry.
I agree.
Book. So yeah. Troy, what are you reading?
Right now, like OhSheReads, I am reading Again But Better, and I'm trying to actually finish that. And then I am reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. And hopefully, once I'm done with that, I'll get to The Bells.
Ooh.
Because I have to return it to the library soon.
That has been on my TBR for over a year.
I know, me too. And the last one I'm currently reading that I actually am physically reading is Victoria by Carolyn Meyer.
Ooh.
Is this about the Queen Victoria?
Yes, it's a retelling of Victoria and Albert.
Oh,
couple.
I know, but then he dies.
Yeah, I mean, after giving her 9 babies, I think he was just
and like making her hate one of their sons.
Her life by herself. Didn't she wear black for the rest of her life?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I read I think I read the Victoria by Daisy Goodwin, I think is the one that I read, where they take it from her diaries and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that, I think is it on PBS or BBC? With the Victoria series is based off of that book. But Victoria is my favorite monarch, basically.
I know. I like her the best, but I almost feel like I like her the best because I know more about her than the other ones. Like, I vaguely remember some of them and what was going on and how it went from Tudor to what was the other house, and they kept going back and forth for a while between the house of Tudor and the house of, there was another house. I'm really bad with my English history right now, but
yeah. Like, it's the show on PBS. Love it. I don't know if it's still going though. That was the thing. I got to catch up with it. I'm very behind.
The chat is getting a little, let's see.
Oh, wait. Queen Victoria adopted a black girl? Oh, she did.
She did?
I forgot. Yeah.
Just randomly?
Queen Victoria was the person.
She was the person.
She was.
Wasn't there a queen or a princess that they said was black or mixed or? There's like a rumor.
I feel like I need to know more now.
There's a rumor that one of the princesses, I want to say it was Princess Charlotte, was like biracial or something. Somebody put it in the chat. They know what's up.
That's Belle. Who's Belle? Vanessa, please tell us more.
I know, Vanessa. Tell us all the things.
Oh, she adopted an African princess who she saved from slavery.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
There's a movie about it? Interesting.
Like, movie time?
So, what are you reading, Brittany?
Okay, so after being traumatized from my last book.
Oh, God.
We'll talk about that later. I'm reading Finale.
Okay.
By Stephanie Garber.
I own that. How is it?
Can we talk about how the cover is purple and like
it's pretty.
They didn't change the cover for the last book and then expect you to buy the whole series all over again. Much appreciated. Then I'm also reading this one, which is huge. It's Kingsbane.
Okay.
A sequel to Furyborn.
Okay. Who's that
guy? Claire Legrand.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of Furyborn. I feel like it was all over the place at one point, like the release of it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Okay.
So library's been getting all my books early. I'm also reading Ironheart.
Ooh,
yes.
Looks so good. Yes, very.
I'm also reading Spider-Gwen. So I'm slowly shifting into a graphic novel manga feel right now. But those are the first 3 that I got. So the Shuri one's weird.
What would y'all say is the worst book you've read this year?
Oh, Jesus. For me, it's a tie between She Would Be King.
She was gonna say that. I knew it.
Teddy, stop. Enough said.
I think I would have preferred Red Wolf.
Yo, someone is really irritated.
Come on. Okay. We'll just. Sorry, y'all. We have a window to look out now, and he's loving it.
He has other issues going on. It's okay. We understand.
Okay, what was yours, Brittany? A tie between She Would Be King
and Black Leopard, Red Wolf.
Oh, yeah.
For two very different reasons.
Yeah, we're going to get into the Black Leopard, Red Wolf discussion at the end. It's okay. It's okay. Come on.
Surprisingly, the worst one I read so far is not She Would Be King. I actually read it 6 times over.
Huh? What book?
And I was trying to just read something light and be like, just something very easy to read that wouldn't annoy me.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. I don't want to say it because she has kind of like a really nice following on Twitter.
No.
But
say it anyway.
I read a book by Talia Hibbert.
I knew you were going to say her. I do not like her writing, and I do not. Okay.
And I liked A Girl Like Her. I liked that one. And the whole series has like maybe 4 girls in it, and each one of them has a book to themselves. And I read this last one, which was her.
Hold on, pause. She writes the interracial romance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, her covers are cringy AF.
They're so horrible. And then wait, do you guys remember when in our chat was saying, how does someone actually sit here and redo their covers and they look even worse?
Yeah. You were hot that day.
I was so irritated.
Actually, a lot of people are agreeing with you that her writing is trash.
Like, look, okay. I have my iBooks open. Like, look at this.
What is happening?
Every single one.
Wait, hold it up again.
Hold it up. I have questions.
Me too.
What is going on?
Wait, this one isn't hers. Oh shit.
Say something so it can be on the large screen.
This one isn't hers though.
Cringe. Say something again. I'm trying to see which ones I've read.
I've read none.
I've read some of them.
The covers are not making me want to read
This
them.
one says "Wanna Bet." This one says "Always With You." This one was free, so this one was free.
I've read the Bet one. I don't remember it, but I remember that cover.
I don't remember if I bought this one. I can't remember which ones I bought. Which ones were just. She gives you like 2 freebies, but I read the one. Which one was her sister's name? I can't think of it.
Freebies because they're trash.
It's called Untouchable, and it's about the main character in A Girl Like Her has a sister, and the whole thing is her sister, this is a spoiler, so her sister does something, and it messes up her life, and she can no longer work with children. But her old high school crush needs somebody to nanny his children, so he hires her, and of course falls in love with her.
Okay.
Their dynamic was so stupid. Like,
that was good.
This whole like, can't take advantage of her. I'm like, take advantage of what? Like, what are you taking advantage of exactly? Like, so much like Jackie, it kills me.
Yeah, girl. All I know is I read like 1 or 2 books, and I was like, wow, she's a really bad writer. Wow, these covers are cringe. Wow.
And then like what kills me is that A Girl Like Her, the whole series, they're all friends. So it's like 2 brothers, the 2 sisters, and then like a new guy in town. And I'm just like, no one else in this town finds it super weird that there's like this little cult of friends, white boys who all have black girlfriends.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I do not like that. There's another author that I really like that writes a similar type of, she writes only interracial romance. And it's literally like these brothers that come from a 2-parent white family, obviously all these white men, and they all have black wives. Like each book follows a different white brother as he finds his black wife. And I'm like, y'all, what are the odds? I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not to say that will never happen, but it's just very strange. And you want me to suspend my disbelief to believe that all 5
Courtney Milan.
I can't.
Courtney Milan, is that her name?
No. I'll have to find her name, but it's not Courtney Milan. And actually, the stories are actually really good and really entertaining, but it's just like, it's not very realistic, you know?
Yeah, I know how I feel about romance novels. So
what I hate the most about Talia Hibbert is like her plots aren't ridiculously terrible. It's just the dialogue is ridiculously cringe.
Very cringe. It's not really,
but the whole kitten thing grosses me out.
Wait, what?
Like when like guys call girls kitten,
Is this real life?
It's real. I hate that. It is so ew.
Yeah, that's not good.
No.
What is happening?
Brittany, just stay in your fantasy round, okay? Don't ever come over here.
Y'all keep telling me I need to venture into romance, and then you have these kind of discussions, and I'm like, this is why.
This is my fault because I keep trying to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I keep being on book Twitter, and when I just need to close my account.
I've given y'all the good writers. Y'all don't want to read them. That's on you.
I just want to say, you suggested She Would Be King. So leave me alone.
Wait, no. Not only did she do She Would Be King, she did the Serial Killer as well.
I know, but you know what? That book was
the Serial Killer wasn't bad.
We had fun reading that book.
Yeah, that was a fun.
That gave me a headache.
That's because you were so serious about it. You were like,
you were so annoyed.
So invested.
You know what? I liked the book up until the ending. I was like, bruh, I really wanted Homeboy to die. Oh,
I know.
So sorry.
I mean, if you hadn't watched that live show, it's over.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's talk about some of our unpopular opinions.
How, like, on a scale of like 1 to 10, how strongly are we jumping into this unpopular opinion? Because I have one unpopular opinion that is going to piss off a lot of people.
You know, OhSheReads always wants us to be run off of Booktube, so just go ahead.
Let me get these 2 books so I can do this.
Oh no, it's actual specific books.
I'm shook right now.
I've read both of these books, and they portray the same scene.
Ooh.
So I read Legend of Korra, Tough Wars.
Okay.
And then I DNF'd The Tiger's Daughter.
Oh wow. Okay.
What do these 2 books have in common? Supposedly a strong lesbian relationship.
Supposedly.
What do they really have? Trash. So, for example, I finished this book. Everybody knows Avatar: Last Airbender, one of the best series of all time. Legend of Korra came through, and the one undenying super true factor of her is this girl cannot do her Avatar job and be in a relationship.
Right.
I don't care if it's a girl. I don't care if it's a guy. Only thing she can handle is friends, and she can barely handle that. This entire story is literally like, hey, we're lesbians. Hey, let's go tell our parents. Hey, you have to accept us. Hey, we're lesbians. Avatar moment. Hey, we're lesbians. 3 whole panels of a kissing scene. Hey, we're lesbians. Mode. And then it's like, oh no, Avatar mode destroyed because now I gotta run and save my lover. Girl, you were just doing Avatar things. Let's go back to that. Like this, I was like, just because you claim that it's a moment for LGBTQ, it doesn't mean you get to make a trash story for them. They deserve good stories. This is not it.
Okay, here's my question. Here's my question before you move on to Tiger's Daughter. I love a good friends to lovers romance. That's one of my favorite romance tropes. So is it that it was done poorly, or was it just that the romance was gratuitous and it was too much?
Actually, you didn't learn about the romance until the series finale, actually. The very last scene, they're holding hands going into the spirit world. So you're kind of like, oh, I mean, I thought y'all was just like, oh, me and my homegirl going to the spirit world. But all right, I guess now y'all are lovers. Cool. And I was like, I don't really care. I just want to know like what it's about. And this is what I got. I can't be, let me see if I can just find it's the funniest thing is it's on 1 page. Because I was sitting there like, what is going on? Oh, here it is. She's like, Avatar moment. Oh no, Asami is hurt. I must stop everything. Meanwhile, everything is still going down. Like, girl, you can't. You can't. Why?
Like, it was poorly done.
Yes, it's poorly. That's been my biggest issue. It's like they want to like, oh, this is such a fantastic thing for the LGBTQ community, and then they give them trash. I'm like, the storyline sucks, bro. Like, they deserve a whole story. And like, if you can't be in love and still give me the story, don't be in love. Give me the story. That's what I'm paying for. And for her, it just made me mad because I was like, didn't we prove she can't be in a relationship already?
Damn.
Like, I don't care if it's a girl or a guy. She just can't do it. She cannot function in a relationship.
She cannot function well, even if
to give her powers to somebody who just can do both. Or would do like Aang. Wait till everything is over and then get your home. Then get her.
Yeah.
Wait till the end. But this mess. Actually, I got to page, I think, like 70 something, and I quit. Their relationship is weird. You kind of think that they're about to be, because it's like an empress, and then it's, I guess, the daughter. They're kind of like a Mongolian tribe. I don't really know how to describe them because I can't figure out if this is taking more of a Chinese approach or a Japanese approach. They haven't quite picked where they want to go from it. But
okay.
I thought that they were friends, but I guess the entire time they were just building up to be lovers. But at the same time, they're supposed to be like these super hardcore warriors. But by page 70, I didn't understand any of it. So I can't. Like, y'all know I hate love stories as it is, but I really cannot stand love stories that don't make sense.
What was it that didn't make sense, though?
I don't understand what they're supposed to be. It's like the Empress girl clearly shows her more affectionate feelings, in my opinion. Whereas that's another thing, I cannot remember their names for the life of me. I still cannot remember their names.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of them is like the Empress and the other one is like the leader of a Mongolian-esque kind of tribe thing. I don't know. It's like I can't describe why it's so bad because I can't remember them. There's the most unforgettable characters in what's supposed to be such an epic story that I've picked up in a while.
I think that romance is really hard to do well.
Look at you.
It is. And I don't like when people just throw it into a story just because. And it has no real purpose in the story. It's just there. That's never good.
Right. It's just like, dang, give me something, please. Like, don't just throw it in there to say that you have it.
Yeah.
Throw it in there because it's developing the story. And without it, the story seems like it's missing something.
Exactly.
Do that for me. Because I can't. Because we all know how I feel about love stories.
I know. But I feel like... Go ahead, Troy. Were you about to say something?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. My phone keeps buzzing.
Oh, I was just going to say that I feel that chemistry is really hard to write. And so is like... I feel like if there's a romance, you need to be able to connect to the characters and root for them. And there needs to be the chemistry and the dialogue needs to be realistic. And if any of those components is missing, then it's just off.
Yeah. I also need to remember the characters. If I can't remember your name, I'm already 70 pages in and you're the main character and I can't remember your name. Problem. You have reached the problem.
I actually have an unpopular opinion that I have not said because I don't want a firing squad, but it correlates to Brittany's point about Legend of Korra.
Okay, what is it?
So ready.
Oh, there's a book that was just released called Red, White, and Royal Blue. I have it. I've had it for a minute. I don't know if it's been released already or if it's going to be released in like a month or two. But it has 2 gay male characters. I think one is bi, right?
Okay.
Social media is just blowing up about it. I have it in my possession. I haven't started it yet. But unpopular opinion, but I think gay men relationships on Booktube especially and Book Twitter are only popularized when there's an excessive amount of smut for weird girls to get off on. It is very odd to me that they get so overly excited about amount of smut on it. But if it's just like a regular book without it, it's like
I'm shutting this live down right now.
I'm serious. I'm serious. That is literally how it is.
But man, I didn't know where you were going with it. But then when you I was like,
I'm serious. That is literally how it is. And then you don't even see like female on female romances at all.
Right, because they don't. If you do a female romance the way that they do the male romance, they would be like, "Oh, that's so wrong." But then at the same time, they're looking at the male ones like soft porn.
Yeah,
girl, you said it.
Like, I'm just saying.
We got your back because you're gonna get some comments at some point for that.
You're gonna get some comments, girl.
But you're right. I mean, because every time let me think. What's the last girl relationship that I read, other than Legend of Korra? Girls of Paper and Fire. That was.
I've never read that one.
But that was like, oh, I met her. I can't figure out what I like about her. Oh my God, I'm so in love with her. Like they never have like real relationships. It's always very weird.
You know what frustrates me? This is what frustrates me. When I start off a book with a setup for a girl, and then I find out that the main protagonist is actually bisexual and she falls in love with the boy later on. I'm like,
yeah,
interesting.
Like so.
And it keeps happening, and I'm like, and it's like they're bisexual and they just keep falling in love with the boy later on. It's never another girl. I find that to be interesting. Wonder why that is.
You have a popular opinion you want to say?
I'll say it's your turn for unpopular opinions, and then we're going to the comments.
I'm trying to think of something that would be just as good as the ones that y'all shared. My unpopular opinion is that book Twitter is toxic.
Wait, that's not unpopular. Doesn't everybody make a video that says that like every other week?
Don't get Brittany started about people's uploads.
I'm not even on there, and I'm just like, why is there always a scandal? Why is there always a hashtag? Why is there always an issue? What is going on?
Book Twitter, but is there a scandal going on Book Twitter right now?
There is one every day.
I don't know. I haven't been on in a while.
Jeez.
Literally every day.
Yeah, I don't have time. I have a full-time job and a side business. I don't have time to figure out what person is mad at what person.
I think it's great for like networking and people have made friends, and I think that's great, but I feel like they're all very sensitive.
Yeah.
And everything is a crusade. Everything is an issue.
Everybody gets
problematic. Everything is toxic. It's just too much for me.
I mean, I'm not sure if that's considered an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna agree with you anyway. I kind of feel like everybody who is on Booktube feels that Booktube is toxic, but they're still on it, you know?
I know.
It's like, oh, it's so toxic. And I'm like, well, do you participate in the toxicity, or are you the part of Booktube that's trying to like not be the drama?
I know.
Technically, we're supposed to be just talking about our love for books.
Well, I'm talking about Book Twitter, and you're talking about Booktube.
Oh, see, look. Me and Twitter only operate when Southwest pisses me off. I don't get on Twitter for anything else because everything about Twitter, Twitter is for mess. I don't know a time when Twitter is for anything positive.
Yeah.
So it's just like, ugh.
I actually feel that Booktube is in a good place right now. So there hasn't been anything too crazy going on Booktube, at least not to my knowledge.
Okay, well, according to the comments, there might be something.
Mayona says book Twitter is toxic as fuck.
3 authors expose themselves for shipping siblings on Game of Thrones?
Okay, so here's the issue.
What?
I feel like because of social media, that line between like the artist and their art is blurred. Because I feel like before social media, we could enjoy certain books and we didn't know anything about the authors per se. And so we could just enjoy those books. But I feel like now with social media, we find out way more about authors than maybe we need to know sometimes through their retweets or their tweets or their Instagram pictures or whatever the case may be. So then when you start to find out that you don't like the actual author as a person, even if you like their books, that could affect, like she said, like three authors expose themselves to basically like shipping like an incestuous relationship. Yeah, it's on a TV show, but that's still problematic.
And then wait. Can I add something?
Yes.
Already an incestuous relationship on Game of Thrones from Cersei and Jaime. That is not the relationship she's talking about.
Oh, it's not?
Somebody
and shipped two siblings, well, cousin siblings, who are not actually incestuous in book nor TV show.
Okay.
It was a shipping pairing type thing.
Oh, okay. So it's like the relationship wasn't actually going on, but they wanted them to get together.
Yes. And it's Jon and Sansa who are two of the Starks.
That's even worse.
Yeah. At least Cersei and Jaime are together in the books. And
okay. I don't know anything about Game of Thrones. I've never seen it. I've seen 2 episodes and then I was like, cool. It's not for me. It's not my thing. Never read the books. So
I devoted a lot of my life to Game of Thrones.
I'm not going to name any authors, but you could definitely just go on Twitter and you will find it. I promise.
Wow. Okay. Well,
you know what?
What did I say? You go on Twitter for what? Mess. There we go. Right there. We just went over it again. So
I guess that's an unpopular opinion too, is that maybe certain authors or maybe authors in general just shouldn't be too active on social media in the sense of like their personal lives. It's kind of like how I feel about celebrities on social media. Like, I don't need to know everything about your life. Like, that's not the point. Like, unless you're a reality TV show type celebrity or Kardashian, Jenner, like, I don't need to know all these things. Like, there needs to be some boundaries, because then you might expose yourself for being a horrific human being. And now I can't go watch movies or listen to your music or read your books, and now we have problems.
You make it sound like everybody in the world is horrible, and if they show their true colors, you won't be able to enjoy life because everyone's terrible.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes I want to know if the person's a horrible human, because I don't want to support humans. I don't care if their art is beautiful or whatever, but if he's like homophobic or a bigot or something like that, I don't want to support you. I'm not giving you funds to continue your hatred. So, I mean, I kind of want them to show, like, give me your whole personal life so you can slip up and show me your true colors.
Yes. Oh no. Okay, so Troy just texted us the 3 authors, and I'm really sad about the first person you texted.
I know. I was sad about that one too. I was like, God damn it, really?
That's so disturbing.
It's like right next to me. Like,
oh really?
Yeah. Like,
ooh, child. The dysfunction. Let's see. Anything in the chat?
Okay, let's see.
So Mayana says, I say this all the time. Authors really shouldn't have Twitter. This is actually the 3rd author drama within the past 2 weeks. Damn.
Woo. Vanessa says, I feel like authors get Twitter because they think it boosts sales, and sometimes it does. I mean, drama sells, technically. So if there is a scandal attached, some people will get involved or buy whatever it is just to see if they can find stuff out about it.
That's very true. I mean, look how much drama gets attention here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what people like.
People like dysfunction. I like dysfunction sometimes too.
I'm not gonna lie, I love to sip the tea, but from a distance.
I don't want to be involved in anything of that nature, but I will sit on the sidelines and just see what everybody else is doing. But I don't want to be involved at all. Doing these lives with you guys is like as close to the drama as I'm going to ever get. I will disconnect off this entire internet real quick if somebody tries to put me in a scandal.
I know. Any other unpopular opinions that we
Vanessa trying to get us? Look, we already gonna get in trouble because of me. We can't get in trouble.
It's too late. Wait,
don't start OhSheReads because she's going to be number 1 for that one.
On this rant.
Oh my God.
Ted just gave me the best one.
He really did.
I love J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter books. I found her additional Potter information on Twitter frustrating.
Amen. I had to mute her, and like honestly, I'm not on Twitter anymore, so it's like whatever. But it was just like, girl, stop. You're ruining it.
I want to meet her, shake her hand, pull her close to me, and whisper in her ear, "Stop it."
That's enough.
She's ruining. It'll be like, you know, you just enjoying it, and then she'll get on Twitter and be like, "Well, FYI, this was actually this."
No, ma'am.
Relevant to include it in the story when you wrote the story.
Exactly.
You backtrack and make up whatever you think the community might want to hear. It's too late. The book is already written. That's
like, by the way, this. By the way, like, no more by the ways.
I really don't need to know about their toilet system in Hogwarts. Like, it's really necessary. Like, I've never even thought to myself, where do they buy clothes in the Withering World? I don't think about stuff like that.
Girl, how you gonna sit here and try to tell us Hermione was black? Stop. You literally wrote it in the book. We all know Hermione is white. The black community is totally okay with this.
Yes, we can
identify with her and to not be my skin color.
He's like, oh, she has coily hair. You know, I've never specified. It's like, okay, honey, no, now you're reaching. Okay.
And then like, why is it that all of a sudden everybody's sexual identities are being revealed?
Yeah.
Why does that matter?
Wait, no, not just being revealed, but being revealed and then making a movie about their. And it's not important.
All right, I forgot about that.
We're going on a rant, y'all.
It's literally like our group chat has come on to the live show.
I know. Ted says
I'm not diving into that one.
Wait, what?
Myona, she wrote opinions on.
Myona, stop. We have the queen on our live show of talking shit about booktubers writing books.
We just talked about how we never actually want to be involved in the drama. And the moment we mention any of those, they're going to become courts.
Yeah.
Look.
No.
I'm more than positive all those like ambiguous tweets about talking about Zenith isn't trendy was like directed at OhSheReads.
I know.
I forgot OhSheReads was the first person to be like Zenith was trash and the whole world was like.
I was not the first person. A lot of people did it before me.
Apparently your video struck a nerve with everyone.
No, but you know what? That's because I was nice in my video. Everyone else was just being like very critical. Nobody was mean, I will say that, but everybody was being hypercritical, and I was just being like, hey, it's not great, but you guys have potential. What do you want from me?
That's literally how I found you, OhSheReads. I found you through that video.
Yeah, basically.
Like, I'm not gonna lie to people. I'm not gonna read something and praise it just because. And my issue with Zenith was, once I read it or attempted to read it, that's when I knew that all of their friends hadn't read it. Because if I'm your friend, like for real, your friend, and you wrote Zenith, honey, we're gonna have a talk before publication. We're gonna have a chat. We'll get together.
Get that text message like, hey, I need to meet up with you real quick. We gotta talk. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Wait. Honestly, who has come out with the book on Booktube recently other than the one y'all are reading?
Other than Christine?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't one of them, the Jordan, I think, came out with a poetry book. Was that her name?
Who's Jordan?
Which one's Jordan?
Maybe it's not her name.
I think there is a Jordan. Isn't she the one that makes like the really insightful videos about like, she does like really in-depth reviews. Her name is Jordan.
Sometimes I know them by their YouTube name. I'm trying to think.
I know people by their channel names more than their actual names.
Yeah.
I can't think. Don't get me to line.
It's okay.
I am not a book writer. OhSheReads is going to write a book we're all going to read one day.
I hope so.
Exactly.
I'm not a writer. I love to read books. I love critiquing books, but God didn't bless me with that. I can do the cover for you. I do great art.
You know what? I'm getting to think a lot of people may or may not have the skills to write a book, but you best be sure if you're a booktuber, you'll find out.
I'm about to say unpopular opinion. Just because you do Booktube doesn't actually mean you should be an author.
You know what it is, though? A lot of those big booktubers is just a natural crossover, because when you have an audience that large and you're looking for ways to diversify your talents into, because Booktube is not going to last forever for these big booktubers, right? It's not a forever job. So they're thinking, if I can cross over to writing,
right,
which is still part of my brand because I talk about books and and I can bring my following with me and they can buy my books, then that's a career that can go past Booktube and what they're doing right now. And the thing is, I mean, I have nothing against the Zenith ladies. Like, their sequel just came out, whatever it's called. I can't remember.
Oh.
But they were on a book tour for it and stuff, because I follow them on social media, and I'm happy for them and their continued success. I'm not going to read it, but I'm happy for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get your coin.
I want them to strive, but I also want quality.
Yeah.
Girl, that's a whole nother discussion.
I'm being very PG about that. You can write a book. Everybody can. You can even self-publish it if you so feel like it. But
which some booktubers have done, like the smaller booktubers who are actually writers, they self-published, and they're doing that as well.
Hey, Vanessa asked a very important question. Can you guys do this every month? I paused the audiobook to watch this. You guys are great.
Oh, why not?
We were supposed to be doing it for,
our book club
every month. We just had to take a hiatus because life was trying to kick all of us at the same time in different ways.
I did have one unpopular opinion that I wanted to talk about, that Troy made a whole video about how Booktube has changed her reading habits, which I think that you guys should all go check out. And I will post the link in this live later on. But I know you thought that you were like rambling incoherently, but you actually brought up some really good points, in the sense that Booktube has become like a competition. And I feel like when you take a hobby and you make it into like a competition, it makes you not necessarily want to do it anymore. At least that's the vibe that I got from your video. The overall message I got is just that Booktube has become this like competitive space where it's all about numbers and views and who can be the most controversial and who can make the most interesting videos and who can get the most subscribers and all these things. And so, and who can read the most books, especially on Booktube. It's like, who can haul the most books, who can show off the most books, who can do the most, the best bookshelf tours, and, who can read the most, and it's very like, it's about the most. It's like very, and honestly for me, that's why I don't even watch Booktube videos like that anymore. Like very, very, very rarely will I watch a Booktube video.
I watch you guys.
That's what we did.
But everyone else is like, if I have nothing else to watch on YouTube, I'll dip into it, because I've noticed that all of the bigger YouTubers read the same books, and they all get the same sponsored PR boxes, and they all somehow all love the same books at the same time. Daisy and the Six. So like, I take a break from Booktube regularly, unless I see that you guys posted. Basically, because I don't mind Booktube as long if you're giving me review book. Like, say you're just telling me all the books that you've read and you've genuinely read them, and you can say something other than I liked it, I'm down. But if it's just, oh my gosh, I love this book, it was so amazing, I just couldn't put it down. Well, why couldn't you put it down?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me something that's going to make me want to read it. Not that you just got it in, whoever publisher's box.
Right.
Like, tell me what you liked about it. Is that not what we're supposed to be doing in these Booktube things?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm reading comments.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
I guess for me, I just feel that like I'm the kind of person where I already have struggles with mental health, and like when Booktube starts to become a place that is affecting my mental health in a negative way, that's when I have to take a step back. And the booktubers I watch besides y'all are the ones where I watch for their personality and for the way they're going to present whatever it is they're saying more than anything else. Because I watch booktubers that don't even have the same reading taste as me or necessarily, and mostly smaller booktubers. I don't really watch the big ones anymore. The only big booktuber I still watch, I can never remember her name, but she's super pale and she has like the dark hair cut into like a bob. And she always says like, "Hey, what's up, hello," in the beginning of every video.
Oh,
dang, what's her name? I know who you're talking
Emma,
about.
right?
Emma.
Yeah.
That's the only big booktuber besides like Katie Tastic that I watch regularly. Like those two. Like if I see they post a video, more than likely I'll go watch it. The other people, I will maybe watch it. Mostly I'll probably just scroll, or maybe I'll click into it, and then after about a couple minutes I'll click out because it's the same. It's more of the same, right?
Yeah.
But I usually watch mostly smaller channels, and I'm watching really for the personality and for the way they're presenting whatever it is they're saying, and it has really nothing to do with the books. Like it's okay, yeah, you're talking about this book, and that's cool, but really I'm there for them as people.
Because that's what I mean, it's YouTube. That's what it was originally for. Like smaller YouTubers, their content is more genuine because they don't have to adhere to any specific, standards for their videos. So like, but then they're like, I'm not mad at the bigger YouTubers that get paid sponsorships. I'm not mad. I just wish that there was a way that we could present the paid sponsorships to where it didn't feel like I was just watching a very long commercial.
Yeah.
So it's like, do it to it. How great. This video is sponsored by who? Okay, so we're about to get like a ton of books in this haul that not really a haul because you got it in a box from them to do this video. Okay.
And then especially with like sponsored videos, it's like you'll watch one of them in a normal video that's not sponsored, and they'll say a lot, they'll say like, and it sounds very authentic, but then you watch the sponsored video and it sounds super rehearsed. And I'm just like, where did all this like smooth talking, where did this come from? Like you sound.
Yeah, because you have to send in those videos for approval before you
Yeah.
So they probably had to do that video a couple of times to get it right. And then
it is. In the other communities on YouTube, you can still retain your personality and be a big YouTuber in that sphere. Like you could be a big makeup guru and still retain your personality. Okay, maybe you need to be a little bit more polished, but there are also those huge makeup gurus that aren't more polished and drop F-bombs like the Jeffree Stars and stuff like that. But they still, I know. They still get sponsorships. They still get brand deals. They still get invited to things. They're still successful in their industry. Same thing with almost every other corner, like the vloggers, the DIYers. Like you can still retain who you are and be unique and yourself and still have like a large following. There's something about Booktube where I feel like they had their personality, but the bigger they grew, it became very one note. It became very polished. So you almost feel like you don't really know who they are. There's a disconnect after a while where you're like, I've been watching this person for X amount of time, but I feel like I don't really even know them. And I don't know who this person is. Maybe if you follow them on Snapchat or something like that, you might know them a little bit more.
I still can't necessarily fully put that blame on them because again, with sponsorships, there is this non-spoken thing of, yeah, we'll sponsor you if you do it this way.
Okay.
So in a way, it's like if you notice certain sponsors that are on a lot of the big booktubers, they all have the same speech. It's probably they were told in order to get paid, this is what must be done. So a lot of sponsors stop doing the whole, hey, we just sent you something, tell us how you feel. Now because I get messages all the time in my email from random companies I've never heard of. They're like, we'll send you stuff if you give us a nice review. No?
Yeah.
Like, so I think it's the idea that Booktube is actually just a large ad commercial.
Yeah.
Is like being Booktube. Like once you start turning it into an ad company, then it does get a little rehearsed. And in a way, again, I cannot blame them for wanting to get that paper because if I didn't have to go to my 9 to 5 and just had to get on here and talk about a book a publisher sent me,
yeah,
I too would be on here doing that as well. So
same. Remember what I told you guys in the group chat? I really should just drop both of you and become really perky and just act totally different so I can not
another unpopular booktube opinion because I don't want to go there.
Well, you have a good point, Brittany, because when you said that, it made me realize that I think there is a certain perception around people that read books or the book community. It's kind of how we talk about how, you know, women of color, black women, black men, we're not like, people always want to act shocked when they find out that you read, or that you read a lot, or you're interested in anything bookish or academic. It's always like, maybe not shocked, but it's just all like, oh, I didn't expect that from you, you know,
it's passive microaggressions.
Right. So maybe there is like this certain perception of like bookish people and the bookish community, because if publishers are expecting them to act in this very like rehearsed, family friendly type of way to be successful in their industry, when it's not necessarily like that in other YouTube communities, then that's feeding into this like perception of what like that audience that enjoys books and reading is like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's interesting.
We make jokes, but technically, to be very blunt, if out of the three of us, somebody was picked to represent Booktube, Troy would be the first person.
It would be Troy. Congratulations, Troy.
She would mark the diversity quota. She would mark the ethnic quota. She would mark the exotic quota. Yes. They wouldn't use her to mark all of it right on off.
Yes.
And then I'd open my mouth and they'd be like, oh my God, we
made a horrible
with those girls. Oh my God.
Send her back.
Send her back. We don't want her anymore.
They'll market me as the ambiguous biracial girl.
I know.
Racial.
Because that's as close as we can get. But I'm not even like, I don't even harp on that anymore, because to be quite frank, I don't think I want to do.
I don't want it.
Anyway, I'm kind of antisocial a bit. But
that's why I don't like ever care about like the book conventions or stuff. I'm like, I wouldn't even go to that if I was in the state to do it.
Have the book conventions. I need somebody to explain this to me, because I didn't really understand. So at a book convention, you go and you just collect arcs.
Okay, so the book convention, yes, you go to collect arcs, but also to meet the authors. There are different panels. For the bigger booktubers, they're actually on the panels. The bigger to the mid-range booktubers actually are holding panels themselves. The ones who've become authors, like Christine now and Sasha, may even have their own like book signings and panels and things like that. But really, it's for people to go and, like, for example, is it BookCon that's coming up next weekend?
Expo within the next month. Aren't both of them in June?
Yeah, I know one is coming up the beginning of June, like next weekend in New York. I think that's BookCon. So people are like, I've gotten tons of emails about it from, just because I'm like signed up for the emails or whatever, but emails like, hey, get your tickets, and like this person will be having a panel, and this author will be having a meet and greet, and this author will be. So that's really what it is. It's just like panels, meet and greet. You can get art and just a lot of other like bookish things going on, and to be around other book loving people, I guess. And it's become really popular. Like, there are always so many people there.
Yeah, it's like, if it was a chance for me to get to see you guys and hang out with you guys, I feel like I would go. But I need, like, again, as a person that loves all things Comic-Con related, I was like, well, other than getting arcs, what am I paying for? But now that you just explained it, I'm like, okay. So there are panels and there are things to actually.
You can meet your favorite authors. You can get your book signed. You can get like an arc of their newest release before it's released. Tons of stuff goes on there. Like, it sounds interesting. My thing is that I really don't like crowds.
Yeah.
Large crowds. It makes me very nervous. And it makes me very anxious, and it makes me like not able to enjoy an event. So like when things are crowded, where it's literally like I'm having to like push through, or like it's not really my thing. So it's like I would like to say that I would want to go one day. I just don't know if I actually would be able to bring myself to go.
I want to go.
Same.
I would love to have a panel like the way that we do this live show.
Yeah,
as a panel. That would be fantastic. I know these are wishful hopes and dreams. but we can still dream. One day we'll like something and have it.
I don't think it's wishful. I actually wanted to talk to you guys about a certain hold on, let me see if I can pull up the email so I can actually speak on it intelligibly.
I actually agree with OhSheReads. I don't think I'd particularly want to go. I'm not a social person at all. I actually, you guys don't know this. When OhSheReads emailed me about this book club, I did not send it, but I denied it. I'm serious. I'm serious.
No. Are you serious?
I'm so serious. I literally like typed out. It was like, hi, I really appreciate the opportunity to do it. I don't think I even like made up an excuse as to why I couldn't do it. Like school was stopping me or something. It really wasn't, but I was just gonna say that I'm not a social person. I don't do lives. This is my first time doing lives with you guys. I am very antisocial. Like if people who known me in real life, will be like, Troy doesn't talk. Troy doesn't like do anything like that. Like they would be shocked that I do live shows because I do not. Like, I have, like, at most 3 friends. Like, I don't hang out with people.
What?
I'm so serious.
I can't believe you actually wrote a rejection letter.
I know. And didn't send it.
I didn't send it because I asked my childhood friend about it, and she was just like, are you going to, like, regret not doing it? And I said, I don't know. And she was just like, well, just try it out one time. You could always just stop. I was like, I'm not going to stop in the middle. That's so rude. And no, just try it. Just try it. So I thought about it. I actually took it to OhSheReads, and then I said, you know what? Why not?
Wait, what's the name of your childhood friend?
Ty.
We need to thank her.
Ty.
Shout out to Ty right now. Ty, if you're watching, shout out to you, girl. Because if it wasn't for you.
Right. I can't imagine what these would be like without you.
She does watch these sometimes, so she might actually, if she has the attention span for it. I don't know if she has it.
If she didn't see it, tell her we gave her a special shout out today.
I did. But I found the email. Okay, so I wanted to invite you guys to this thing where it's a book festival that was started by, hey, my name is Marina's. I don't know if you guys have ever run across her channel.
Marina.
Hey, my name is Marina's. She has like a really cool channel, but she basically invited me to be on a panel for BookNet Fest, which is like a book festival thing that she started like a year or so ago. And it's September 6th through the 7th in Orlando, Florida at the Caribe Royal Hotel and Resort. And I want to invite you guys to come with me.
First of all, turn up. We can go to Universal. And
Harry Potter World.
I still have my Florida ID, so we could totally get Florida tickets too. Okay, sorry. Congratulations on being asked to be a part of a panel. That is fantastic.
Red, so cool.
My mind went immediately to Harry Potter when you said Orlando.
Really?
You don't understand. Orlando is one of those places when my family's in the military and we lived in Japan my whole life. So whenever they did like R&R trips where they would like sponsor a family to go to like Disney World or something, like we didn't get picked until I was 12.
Yeah.
So like I had my best life and then some. That was before Harry Potter was even a thing there, but Disney gave me all the life that I needed.
Yeah.
So every time I see Orlando, I'm like,
I know.
I would totally go support you. That would be great.
That'd be so cool. That'd
I've
be really cool.
heard of this. What is it called again?
BookNet Fest. You guys should look it up. Look up her channel. She started with a few other booktubers, but it's basically like really for like booktubers of color. And they discuss a lot of things, and they're gonna have a lot of different panels and things like that. But y'all should definitely look into it. I think she has a whole video talking about BookNet Fest, and like a lot of other smaller creators and booktubers have gone in the past year or so since they started it. So y'all should definitely look into it, but I'm really like excited about it.
I did look it up. I do know, I've watched her before. I do know.
Okay.
Oh, I watched both of these girls. Why did they?
Yeah, I watched Sam and Rain. That's ridiculous. I forget that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sam.
I love Sam's videos. She's the one that actually talks about books.
She's one of the OGs. I love her.
The shade.
Yeah. That shade was heavily intended. The title of this feed was unpopular opinion. So
I know.
Mayona says they're also doing a prom for Book Net Fest. That sounds cool.
That's such a great idea. I will happily come support you for this. Also, birthday fruitcake, from what I'm looking at, it's not exclusively for booktubers of color because Sam is very Caucasian.
I think it's just a more inclusive. It's a more inclusive book.
Okay.
Book festival.
I'm on the website now, so registration is now open.
And it's literally a day before my birthday.
Yeah. Ooh, we could totally have a turnout fest.
Girl, you better save your coins. You have to come now.
So two-day registration is $30.
It's not bad.
And then Saturday only is $20. Then Friday only is $15. And then there's a Friday meet and greet where you get Mari, Sam, and other select speakers for $10. And then there is a BookNet Fest 2019 t-shirt for $25. Those are all the things on the registration.
And it's all affordable.
Yeah.
Nothing's crazy.
$30? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm gonna keep looking now because obviously I have to have to set everything up for this. If anybody needs help on finding very cheap, affordable tickets on a regular basis, I could literally do a whole video about that on my YouTube channel. Me and travel are besties.
Oh, nice.
Well, they haven't gotten much else up on the site yet. But where's the Q&A thing I saw?
Joanna says it's a more inclusive group of booktubers.
I like that idea.
Oh, Mayana says they're also doing a prom for BookNet Fest. Ooh, a prom.
I've had terrible experiences with prom, so I don't want it.
I will go and do a video, Mayana. I have fun experiences with prom, and that's because they had nothing to do with boys. I went with my friends every time.
I got stood up, so.
Boy.
Yeah. Well, during your prom, I was in Germany, and it was June, and it was still snowing in June. So there's that.
Unpopular opinion. Prom now is way too grown for me.
First of all,
what is going on?
My little $88 prom dress with the little back out and the slit. I thought I was doing something, but then I look at these little 17-year-olds
that look 35,
like full nakedness,
they look like they're going to the Met Gala. I'm like, what is going on? Can y'all even dance? I thought the point of prom was to dance and to have fun with your friends, and I'm like, how can you even dance in this dress? It's skin tight. It's sheer.
Yeah, I mean,
what happened?
We disconnected for a second.
Oh, I was so confused.
Where's Brittany?
My computer just dipped out, guys.
Okay, I thought so. I was like, disconnected for a second.
It went black and everything just went straight out. Sorry.
It was. Is everything okay?
Yeah, my computer just said it didn't want to do it anymore.
I'm out.
It was like, peace. But no, what was I saying? Oh, I just feel like how they say when you're in high school and you're kind of like the nerd or the person that's made fun of, don't worry, you haven't reached the peak yet. It's like every time I see the pictures of those kids in their full bridal wear, I'm like, okay, this is your peak. How else do you think this?
Girl, I don't even know. I just think it's a waste of money too, because I'm just like, how much does this outfit cost? This limo you rented, or this very expensive luxury vehicle that you rented for tonight? The photographer you paid to take these professional photos? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
I'm going to keep quiet because my dress was $200.
Troy, why?
Yeah, no, girl. My daddy was like, Well, we got my dress on sale, but I really thought I was doing something when I had like my little back out and my split. I thought I was setting standards, but apparently
mine was on sale too.
Yeah, it's just like, man. Oh, anybody have any more unpopular opinions? Because I feel like we also need to talk about something else that's very important, and it starts with Black.
Oh no.
Because we also need to pick a book, so maybe we can get done.
Oh my gosh, I forgot we haven't done that.
Yeah, because we kind of have to talk about where our book club went and it's coming back.
Yeah, we took a hiatus because of life. I was moving and I'm working a lot. Brittany was working a lot and traveling a lot. Troy was in school and during finals. So we took a break. We were going to read Black Leopard, Red Wolf, or whatever the hell that book is called.
Yes, that's it.
And that was going to be our March book. But then none of us actually started the book. But then Brittany started the book and finished the book. But then Brittany hated the book. So then we decided we were going to read the book.
I mean,
take over from here.
You can't just say that I hated the book because it was one of my most anticipated reads. The only reason that I'm saying it shouldn't be a book, it shouldn't be our book discussion book, is because it's severely triggering to a lot of people. I can only imagine. Like it's super violent. It's a lot of homophobic situations, and it's a lot of rape. I just feel like those are three very serious topics that everyone would need to drink to discuss, because it's just
facts.
However, if anybody has read this book and wants to talk to me about it, especially if you liked it, I would love to have a discussion because I need answers a lot. We have 2 suggestions already. Mallory Blackman's Knots and Crosses. It's a dystopian focused on racial and political tensions.
So I own some of the series, and it's basically switched. It's if white people were the slaves or had been slaves or were the lesser in society, and Black people were in the position of power.
I'm not going to lie. I've always wanted a TV show about that.
Yeah, so Ted is right. It's really interesting. It is a dystopian, but it's like everything's flipped in their society or about to be flipped. Have you all read Queenie yet? Says Miss Queenie.
That was my pick for March, but no one voted for it.
I own Queenie. I just haven't read it yet.
Yeah, I haven't. Well, no, it's on my TBR, but I haven't read it yet. Also, Birthday Fruitcake asked, when you read, do you also read for fun? As in, do you purposely look for something you'd enjoy or something you think would be interesting?
Wow.
I only suggest books that I think I would enjoy.
I read purely for enjoyment.
Yeah. Like when we post our votes for what books we want you guys to pick from, those are books that were on our TBR that we actually want to read. Because we actually crack jokes about when people are losing, like when their votes are losing, we crack jokes and stuff about it. Like, we're not reading your pick.
The only time I don't read for fun is probably during school. And I typically do end up liking most of those books still, so.
Oh, also, A Princess of Theory was also another one.
I have no interest in reading that book.
I've been reading Princess in Theory for 7 months.
Here's the thing.
Brett, you still reading it? That's not a DNF.
You're not reading it. No, seriously, it is a DNF at this point, Troy. Give it up.
Give it up.
Honestly, okay, wait, you know what? I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I just legitimately forgot I was reading it.
All the more reason to DNF.
That's not a good like book.
It's not okay. I'll say it's not a bad book at all. I was very interested in the beginning, but I don't like the audiobook and it turned me off, so I stopped reading it for a minute. And I think I'm just gonna go get it from the library because I don't like.
What genre is A Princess in Theory? Is that romance?
Of course it is.
It's very romance. I will read it. Just don't be mad if I come in here with the face, because y'all know how I feel about like romance books. But
maybe that should be our book club book.
I have an unpopular opinion.
What happened?
But
I'm tired of interracial romance.
she broke up again.
Broke up again, but
I know where she said.
You froze right when you said it.
You froze mid-sentence.
Did you guys hear what I said?
Yes.
Tired of
You got the gist.
I'm tired. It's becoming a trend now. And maybe it's because I've been reading them for far longer than this little hot moment they're having. Because for a long time, interracial romances outside of the urban fiction genre was the only place where Black women and girls were featured as love interests. And that's why I was reading them I've been reading them for years.
I had to stop reading them because there's like always some part in there where she's in the shower and he wants to get in the shower, have a long conversation about natural hair, and I'm just like, like, good day. Like, wait, I went to white schools. I have never been asked so many questions about hair before, but like in all these books, there's always like some long, what's 4C? And I'm just like, yo.
No, y'all are gonna love this. And one of the interracial romances I read recently, it's a series that features these NFL, no, not NFL. Is it NFL? No, NHL hockey players who all have Black wives. We'll talk about that later. But anyways, these dudes, these manly white NHL players literally all get together because they're all friends and have a discussion about every single one of their wives' hair. They're all married to Black women. And one guy's like, my wife's hair is natural. The other guy's like, I think she's relaxed. I'm not sure, but it's straight up and down. And the other one's like, yeah, dude, it's relaxed. My wife is natural.
He's having a full battle.
When I tell you, I was reading this scene, like, I can't make this shit up.
Lord.
I can just picture the author sitting there writing it like, this is so progressive and like groundbreaking.
I agree with birthday fruitcake. Interracial. Well, actually, I'm gonna say interracial romance. Actually, all romances should be treated like normal romances.
Thank you.
People getting together who have their own personalities. I don't know why we have to announce, oh, look, this book is fantastic. It's a male-male relationship. No, girl, it's just a relationship.
Yes.
I love, so it's just a relationship. I'm checking out no matter who's in love. Man.
You said a word right there, Brittany.
Here's another comment. I think it's bad when the couple are constantly bringing up their racial differences in their books. Realistic. Mallory Blackman does write good interracial relationships. Another point. Why do they always have to be like, so I'm white, you're black?
Mm-hmm.
We're different. Let's have a discussion. Who is getting
No, see, that's not even the worst one. The worst one is, I've never dated a Black girl before.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, why did I need to know that?
Since you're an alien species and everything.
Right?
So new.
So exotic.
What book did I hear somebody ranting about where it was an Asian girl and a white guy? Oh, I can't remember, but basically the whole book was about old dude like trying to be accepted into the Asian family.
Oh, really?
And I was just like, I don't know what this book is, but I have no interest.
You know, it's interesting. The second you said that, it made me think about how Troy said that Eleanor and Park is problematic because of the Asian stereotypes or whatever. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about the fact that stereotypes are the only way to portray certain characters because the author chose not to do research and live off of the stereotypes that they perpetuate.
Oh, okay.
And you know what's crazy to me, though? It's like, you have no idea about something that anything, if it's Black hair, if it's Asian culture, like whatever, if there's just like no one around you, you could like be like, hey, I'm writing a book and I want to make sure that I have all my bases covered. Can I interview you and ask you some questions for this book? I'm just like, I know you didn't just sit down and go, I know everything about Black people. I know what they put in their hair. So I'm going to write in this book that I'm going to wash my girl's hair with Shea Moisture. Like, I don't really understand, like, anyone to help you with this.
always, you know, somebody that's trying, because sometimes for me, when I feel like everything about the other race in the story is a stereotype, I feel like the only reason that they wrote in the other races was so that they could brag about diversity and make it sell more.
Yes.
Because people are more likely to buy it because they're like, well, I'm reading it because this one has diversity in it. Like, there's a girl on the cover and everything. And like, you read the book and it's like, her mother was yelling at her from the kitchen because she was late. And you're like, so what movie did you watch to get this storyline from, girl?
It's like every stereotype on top of each other.
Yeah.
It's like the characters are not their own people. They're not human beings. They're just walking stereotypes.
Yeah.
Wait, Vanessa says, first of all, his name is Park. I mean, she didn't even try. Park is a surname. That is a surname. It's not a first name. Why would you do that?
I think you said that too when you were ranting about it. You're like, she didn't even try. She just didn't
even try with the first name. I was like, that makes no sense.
Oh man.
I just remember, I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy the book when I read it back in 2014. I think that's when it first came out. And what I enjoyed about it was that Eleanor was so miserable. I'm not kidding. Like, I took a weird sort of enjoyment out of it because I guess at that time, that's when I first started Booktube. And at that time I was reading a lot of YA because YA was what was popular and things like that. And I was just sick and tired of reading books about girls that were always like, that were never angry, that were never bad. You know, the typical YA female protagonist. It was getting old. And so Eleanor was like a breath of fresh air. Like, she was angry, she was mean. Yes, she had a tough home life, no tougher than, you know, it wasn't like extravagantly bad, but it certainly wasn't great. And so I just like enjoyed the fact that she was just like mean, nasty, nasty girl, and just randomly like fetishized Park and fell in love with him. I was like, okay, you know, I'll let it go. Some of the things that are happening are definitely problematic, but I liked it more because of a portrayal of a young girl who was deeply unhappy in her life, and she was showing it through like anger and just by being like unpleasant. And I just like that she was unapologetically written as just this unpleasant young girl. That's why I liked it.
I thought that, yeah.
I kind of couldn't like get into it too much. I didn't like Eleanor too much, but then I thought it was self-insertion because she was a bigger girl with curly gingerish hair, and so was Rainbow Rowell.
Yes.
I was just like, did you just write yourself into this?
Probably. She probably did. I mean, I don't think I could read it now and enjoy it just because it would be, it's not a rereadable book for me. Like, it's not a book that I could read again and enjoy it, I don't think. But at that time, it gave me what I needed and I enjoyed it. But it's so interesting because I was also watching Mayana's video from Little Wolf Reads, and she like was also saying similar things to you, Troy, that what you were saying about Eleanor and Park. And she was just like, this book is problematic AF. I was like, you know what? It kind of was racist.
I have another unpopular opinion. Well, it may not be unpopular.
Not in our group, because the comments always seem to agree with you.
They really do.
Hold on. Wait, Ted says, my last screenplay I wrote was an aspiring Black ballerina from the projects. The storyline was focused on their racial differences, and ballet shoes not for diverse dancers weren't available for POC.
Facts.
Hold on, I'm backtracking on some of these comments. Let's see. Mayana says, I think interracial romance books are popular because it still features another race, and that's typically white, so more people will read it.
I think so too. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's kind of like when Hollywood won't cast two parents of the same race, but we'll have one race with another white parent. If people see white, they'll be more prone to reading it. That's sad, but it's true.
That sounds like most of the world, Hollywood as well.
I know.
Except Hollywood quickly proved that was a lie.
Yeah. I think what?
I'm sorry, I'm reading Joanna's comment. She said literally nothing happened in Eleanor and Park. Like, there was no plot whatsoever.
There really wasn't.
There wasn't. It was very character driven. I feel like because I enjoy books that are very character driven because I come from a world of of acting and playwriting, and a lot of plays are character driven. They're not so much plot driven, it's dialogue and character driven. So I enjoy novels that are character driven because it's familiar to me. But I think people who enjoy more plot driven books would find books like Eleanor and Park extremely boring, because it is like nothing, absolutely nothing happens. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I'm trying to broaden my reading horizons. But sometimes I don't want to, because I just don't want to be disappointed. Because unpopular Booktube opinion, not all the biggest types of books on Booktube are actually good. They're just good.
It's interesting because like there are certain books that are overhyped that I enjoy because of the like simplicity of them. Like they're just very simple. But then there are other books that are overhyped that are trash, and I wonder how they became overhyped. Sponsor. There's never a middle ground. It's either they're trash or they're just simple.
I'm gonna ask this question to you guys and people watching. Did anybody actually read Daisy and the Six, and was it as good as everybody's claiming?
I haven't read it.
I haven't read it. First of all, who wrote this book again?
No clue. I feel like I saw everybody's thumbnail at one point.
Interesting. What is the plot? What is the?
No clue. My owner read it, girl.
Oh,
what do you think about it?
The tea.
We need to have her as a guest. We need to have her as a guest one time.
We sure do.
Just call the whole episode "My Owner Reads." Your life.
I know, because you read so much, my owner. I don't know how you do it.
We said that a few months ago. Remember though in our group chat?
We did
invite Myona to be in our lives one of these days.
Okay, other people read it and they really enjoyed it. They said the audiobook was really enjoyable.
Okay.
3 out of 4 star read. It wasn't the best thing to ever happen, but it also wasn't boring.
Okay.
See, that's an example of one that was super hype that I might actually put on my TBR. I just wanted to hear opinions from you guys first before I did it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I just want books that bring me joy and give me reasons to smile.
I know.
I gotta take a break from all these hardcore reads.
I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna read the. Okay. There's this man that keeps walking back and forth, and Teddy hates this man.
Hey, look, dogs and kids pick out people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's fine. He's outside. It's okay. Hold on, y'all.
He's not having it.
Oh my God. This is like when your child throws a tantrum and it's really embarrassing.
He is angry.
Hate him. What did he do to you?
What did he do to him? Yo, you need to go check that man. What did he do?
Okay.
Because he is hype.
It's okay.
Like full growls and everything.
He's gone. It's okay. Yes. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Me too. I was ready for your dog to go attack.
Right.
Has anyone read the Grisha trilogy, and is it worth it?
I haven't read it.
The trilogy.
Honestly, y'all should just like when you start talking about popular books, just cut me out and just talk amongst yourself. I for sure have not read it.
I haven't read any popular books in a while.
Yeah.
It just I decided that I would start asking other people because yeah, I just that man did something to that dog's past life.
This is usually not like him. I apologize. Oh, it's okay. And you got lipstick on your nose.
I'm telling you, your dog doesn't like him for a reason.
I just think it's crazy. I'm like, I've never seen this man in my life. He walked by twice, and Teddy's like, nope. He's I'm like, what? Okay.
They're gonna make the MC half Asian. What?
Wait, what are y'all talking about?
I'm reading comments from Vanessa.
The main character is going to be half Asian and what?
Also, Abigail said Daisy Jones and the Six is told in interview format. It is about the rise and fall of a fictional 1980s band, The Six. The characters are interesting. See, that particular description makes me.
I have seen this book. Does it have that white woman on the cover?
Yes.
Very groovy in like 1960s.
Yes.
I've seen that book everywhere.
Yeah, that's why I asked. Because when you see a book a bunch of times, you subconsciously remember it. So in your mind, you're like, wait, did I actually want to read this, or am I just seeing it because I recognize it?
Yeah.
I would ask y'all. And so far, everybody in the comments are saying go for it. So I'm gonna add that. Yeah, I'm gonna add that to my TBR. I think I'm gonna try an audiobook though, because if it's told in interview form, I feel like that would be a fantastic audiobook to listen to.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Oh, okay. Vanessa answered my question about the Grisha trilogy.
Mayona.
She's coming on this show one day, man.
Oh, Lord. But Vanessa said, before we move on to Mayona's comment, that she's only read Shadow and Bone, which is the first book in the Grisha trilogy. She said it was okay. And let's see, she said they're going to make the main character half Asian, and I guess in the TV series of the Grisha trilogy.
So here's my question to Vanessa. When you say it's okay, does that mean you're continuing the series, or are you done?
Yes, let us know. Fill me in, because I'm one of those people that buys books because of the hype. I don't do it anymore, but I used to. So I have the entire trilogy somewhere in my house. I just don't know if it's worth it. I might need to unhaul it.
I'm trying. That's another book. I think that's on my it's in my TBR somewhere, but I hadn't even gotten to it yet. I don't know why.
All I have to say is that Book Outlet is a terrible, terrible, terrible place.
And she's clothing.
Because you end up just buying books. You're like, oh, I heard about this book on Booktube. Add to cart because it's so cheap.
And then she's done with the series. She's skipping to the Six of Crows.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh, I heard Six of Crows was amazing from a lot of people already. So
yeah, who was it that raves about Six of Crows all the time? Cindy? Yeah.
I think so.
That's like one of her favorite books ever.
She alone makes me want to read Six of Crows. Every time I think
of
her,
she sells it.
Because she is like die hard.
I'm like, if she likes it, then it's got to be good.
You basically is my thoughts. Abigail says she read the entire Grisha trilogy. It is a middle of the road fantasy trilogy. Six of Crows duology is better. You can skip the original trilogy.
Oh, I might.
All right. Well, thank you.
I also own Six of Crows, so I might skip the original.
Yeah. Go through your bookshelf and just get rid of a bunch of books.
I know that. I have a lot of books that I realize now that I probably will never read. So I might just do like a large unhaul.
Yeah. Libraries and schools love them. Just saying.
Yes. I need to utilize my library more for sure.
Yeah, it saved me a lot of money. All the books, well, actually, yeah, all of them but 3 are on the floor. Oh, I mean, we haven't spoken in a while. So let me talk about this other book. I'm kind of obsessed with it now.
Ooh, what book is this?
It's quickly becoming one of my favorite authors.
Who?
Beast of the Night by Tochi Onyebuchi.
Huh.
I've never heard of that one. What's it about?
So basically, it's like an African kingdom where the sins of the people are consumed by specific people. And so, what are they called? Hold on. I want to make sure I say this right. He's an Aki. So basically, what they are, they, like, say, for example, the king or somebody sins.
Yeah.
And they feel guilty and like the sin is upon them. They want the sin to go away. So what the Aki do is they actually, the sin will actually come out of the person and they'll fight the sin and consume it. And it manifests itself into a tattoo on their body.
Oh.
Very interesting.
It sounds amazing.
Love it. I would actually love to see this made into something so I can get the visual of what that would look like.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh, wait. What's becoming a TV series?
What is?
Oh, has anybody read A Curse So Dark and Lonely?
I haven't, but I've heard good things, and I've thought about buying it a few times, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
I think for A Curse So Dark and Lonely, I'm just going to get it from the library because it is on my list to finish reading. But this one, I think the second book is already out, so I think I'm going to go get it.
The only series that I really want to finish this year is both Sarah J. Maas's series.
I have never read a Sarah J. Maas book.
I don't think
There's too many books now. I'm out.
I don't think that y'all would like them, but who knows? I might be wrong. I feel like I like them because I used to read those mass market paperbacks, romances. You know, the one with like the really cringy covers and like guys ripping off their shirts and like
with the long hair like in the wind.
And her books remind me of that, but for teenagers and young adults. And so because I read so many of those growing up, it's not like I enjoy her books, but I understand why a lot of people don't and find them cringy and XYZ. But I enjoy them.
I mean, I'm gonna read the first book of both of those series and then determine what I'm gonna do from there.
I challenge both of you to read the first book in both series, and then we can discuss it.
You know,
Troy's like, no.
Troy's like, I don't even know why you tried it.
I thought, you know, we've known each other for about 5 months now. I just figured you knew me better than that. But I'm kind of hurt.
It's kind of in the same lane as like a Marissa Meyer type of book.
Oh, girl, don't even.
You keep picking them out.
Checking them out. I don't know why you're like. Just admit that you like Marissa Myers, and you'll feel better about yourself.
Okay.
Like,
I can't.
You get like you go to the library, you see a book, and you go, this actually looks very interesting. Take it home, see that it's Marissa Myers, and still deny that you don't like. You can't deny this.
And moving on, Vanessa A says, "What are your favorite books?"
Ooh, do we have time?
I don't have time to just. Okay,
just do one.
It's hard to do just one.
Well, okay, you have to pick a favorite book from the last 6 months.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
The last 6 months.
Going through my life right now, picking it. Because at one point I was reading like 8 or 9 books a month.
I'm about to say that just made it real hard.
I know. Oh,
he's back.
Is he back?
This window is not good for us.
Oh my gosh.
He's not. That guy did something. I don't trust him at all. I don't trust him at all.
She used to change the lighting. I just had to close the blinds.
Okay, I'll say for me either Harry Potter or The Kiss Quotient.
Huh.
One of those.
As far as the last 6 months goes.
Yeah.
I hadn't read Harry Potter in the last 6 months.
Well, I had never read Harry Potter before then, so.
In the last 6 months, I will say Shadow of the Fox and the Three Dark Crowns series.
I can't think of one.
Yeah.
Vanessa says Marissa Meyer books kind of put me to sleep. Same.
Like reading hers because she agrees with you.
Actually, no, I'm on my phone reading these, and I think I'm just really slow at getting the chat.
Let's see. Oh, another question that was asked was, do you girls read any trashy books? They're talking to you.
Obviously, I read a bunch of Talia Hibbert books.
I read a lot of urban fiction, and I consider those to be, well, I don't believe in the term trash book. I feel like in that sense, like I believe in trash books as in it's bad, like badly written. But I don't read badly written books, but I can see like guilty pleasure reads, I guess. I read a lot of urban fiction, or I have the past year, and I really enjoy it. Okay, you need to chill out.
What would technically be considered urban fiction? That it's in a city?
See, that's why I hate that label. I made a whole video talking about how I hate the label urban fiction, because it's literally only titled urban fiction because it has Black characters, and they're typically in like the hood in some city in America. So apparently that's enough to call it urban fiction.
Yeah. They just urban on genres when there's lots of Black people in it. The majority of Black people.
Yes. It's usually all Black characters or majority. They're usually in the hood in some city, usually like Baltimore or...
Okay, well, I understand Baltimore. That kind of is.
Baltimore might have been a bad example because
like Memphis or somewhere in New York or somewhere in Florida. Like there's certain states.
When it's Black books, when there's Black people in it, they're either from the ghetto in LA, the ghetto of Maryland, or Atlanta.
Nope. Yes, a lot of those as well. I enjoy them honestly just because I enjoy reading a primarily Black cast, and then the love interests are primarily Black, and I feel like that's hard to find outside of that genre. You have to really look. And also, it is really interesting to read about a culture and a lifestyle that is so polar opposite from mine. Like, I know nothing about what it's like growing up in the hood or in the streets or like drug culture or anything like that outside of like rap music. That's not my life. So I find it interesting to read about.
I mean, I guess I didn't realize urban fantasy or urban was even like a genre, but I guess I read those too, I guess.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy them, but I just don't like the title. I don't like the way that they've named that genre. I don't like how it's been coined. I don't agree with that.
I thought that it was called urban because it was city, not that it was Black people. Like, I don't like that at all.
Exactly. So sometimes it doesn't even take place in the city. Sometimes it's straight up in the suburbs and it's still under urban fiction. And that's when you start to realize it's more about the race factor than it is about it.
And there's the regular hair section and then the ethnic hair section. It's like, it's still hair. Why we got to have a whole separate section? But
ethnic or textured.
Yeah. Ooh, somebody said, I don't feel guilty, or Vanessa said, I don't feel guilty about any of my pleasures, but I admitted I read 50 Shades at work and forgot I work with literary snobs. Tell them to get their life. That's none of their business. Tell them if they're so concerned about your reading, they can buy your books.
Fact.
Like,
Listen, 50 Shades of Grey was just very eye-opening. It was very interesting.
I never got past the first book because I started laughing at her inner goddess.
The inner goddess thing took me out. The thing about 50 Shades of Grey is that I had been reading BDSM romances years before I read 50 Shades of Grey. So it was kind of silly to me when I read 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, this is not how it usually goes down, but okay.
I know she was raped, but hey, what do I know?
You know what's crazy though?
He never asked her. He just took it. So
whenever I first read it, my friend actually was like, it's so good, you have to read it. And I said, okay. So I went and picked it up. I did not know it was a fanfic about Twilight originally. Yes. And I kept getting this weird, eerie feeling that I had read this before. And I was just like, what is
it? Was a fanfic?
Twilight fanfic.
Twilight?
Yes.
That does not make sense. He's Edward. She's Bella. What's his face is Jacob, the photographer guy. His brother is a mixture between Emmett and what's his
Jasper.
Name? Jasper. Like they keep going back and forth. His brother keeps switching from Emmett to Jasper, from Emmett to Jasper, from scene to scene. It's like, so.
And that's what I thought. I was just like, I remember texting my friend. I was like, girl, this book, like, I don't know. I feel like I've read it. She was like, because it's a fanfic. I was like, wait, what? And she was like, it's a Twilight fanfic. And I was just like, oh my God, this is Edward Cullen.
Yes.
It's like everything.
Ted says he wants to reread Twilight.
I've been rereading it.
I don't own it, but I mean, if we want to do a Twilight reread,
I'm down.
Y'all know, I'm not going to be positive because I wasn't a huge Twilight fan when I read it when I was young enough for it to be in my genre. I guess if that's what.
Listen, y'all know.
I hated the main character.
I was in like middle school-ish, I think, when I first started reading it. I was at my grandmother's house the other day, and she has the Facebook portal, and all her pictures that she's posted over the years popped up on her screensaver. And all of a sudden, I see a picture of me and my cousin, and I have on a Hot Topic hoodie. I don't want to be a monster.
You were one of those.
I was like, I forgot I ever had that. And make it matters worse, I still have the hoodie.
I'm done.
Girl.
I'm not gonna lie, I really loved Twilight.
I loved it.
And I didn't love it at first. I remember the first time I read Twilight, I was in college when the first book came out, I believe. Freshman year of college. And I remember picking it up and reading in the first 2 pages, and I was like, this is trash. And then I put it down, and then I became a nanny, and one of the little girls I nannied for was obsessed with Twilight. And this was after the first movie came out. And she would make me read it to her every night. And that's when I actually started to like the story. And then I watched all the films. And honestly, I just take it for what it is. This book was written by a Mormon housewife who had a dream. Like, we cannot take this too seriously, people.
This is so much.
Like, when you put it like that, it makes so much sense. You're like, oh, it's like a housewife fantasy, basically. Yeah. And it has Mormonism all throughout the series. Like, Bella is basically a Mormon.
Bella's also a douche.
Bella just has no interest outside of Edward, which is, you know.
She was a flat character. Everything about her aggravated the living. Like, she's the kind of girl that in high school I would probably punch her in the face if she ever said something to me the way she said to her friends. We wouldn't be friends. She just had one clean comment like that to me, and I'd have just been like,
oh
no. Like, you are pretentious ass. I don't like you. Everything that comes out of your mouth, you act like your shit don't stink. She and I would have had words.
You know what? Quite honestly, I think my love for Twilight wasn't really the books, and the main aspect of it was I was like in love with Robert Pattinson and Taylor Lautner at the time. And when I found out they were both in it, I was just like, oh my God, I have to read these books. And I'm still in love with Robert Pattinson. Not so much Taylor Lautner anymore, but definitely Robert Pattinson. So
you know, he got cast as Batman in the reboot.
Yeah, I saw that.
Do not get me started on that particular. I do not need the sparkling Hufflepuff.
Look,
as Batman.
I'm going to give him a chance. I'm
Hufflepuff.
You know what? The amount of shade towards Hufflepuffs and people
not
Hufflepuff.
Hey, not so mean. I'm a Hufflepuff.
No, but like only 2 things I really remember him from was being a Hufflepuff and being a sparkly vampire. He's done other things. I
enjoy him.
Mayona said she will read the entire series for us if we do, or with us if we do a read along. She's never actually read them.
Yes, girl, let's do it.
Oh, God.
I'm down.
Poor Brittany.
I'll do it. I'll just let you guys do the discussions for it because if I have different feelings about her, I will retract my statements. But now that I'm older, I feel like I might hate her more than I
will hate her more. But see, we don't read Twilight for Bella. Nobody cares about Bella.
Also facts.
For the live show, I'll bring out my sweater, my hoodie, whatever.
Okay.
If I can find it. It's somewhere.
We need to decide when we're going to do that reread, though, because
I'm already rereading Twilight. I can stop and wait for you guys.
You should definitely try the audiobooks because they're way more entertaining.
Okay, well, I will.
And by that I mean, it might give you a few good laughs instead of just making you angry.
I will really listen to Twilight.
You look so distraught.
It was one of those books I read because I wanted to be included, and I was mad at everybody who felt like this was what I needed to be included with.
Ted said he'll give us the male perspective during our
yes, that would be good as well. Oh, he was in Remember Me.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I completely forgot. Literally, sparkling vampire. Sparkling Hufflepuff is the way I remember him. But when I saw him possibly being cast for Batman, I was like, no.
I'm willing to give him a chance.
Fantastic.
I wish they would just bury Batman. Like, just let it go. Just stop. It's enough. There's like literally a million of Batman movies.
They need to stop. They need to stop rebooting Batman, Superman, and Spider-Man especially. Like, aren't we on the 3rd reboot now?
No, they need to stop rebooting Fantastic Four. It needs to be dead upon arrival. Don't do it anymore.
Spider-Man was already redone multiple times because of his comics.
Okay.
So you're getting all the different types of Spider-Man because
Oh,
versus. But the only reason they keep recasting Batman and Superman is because DC doesn't know how to make a good movie. But I digress.
We sure don't, but we won't talk about it. Trying to think of more unpopular opinions.
My own said chillin' Fantastic. The movie was terrible.
No, we are not touching Fantastic Four.
Did you guys notice that Jessica Alba never made a movie again?
Because being a mother was way better than the role that she played as the Invisible Girl.
No. That movie destroyed her career.
It was so bad. It destroyed hers, but then Chris Evans became Captain America.
Okay, look. Also, can we talk about how many times, like, Chris Evans was the Flaming Torch, and then he became Cap and Daddy.
Yes.
Then Michael B. Jordan goes to play the Torch, and then he becomes Killmonger Daddy.
Yes.
You realize their transitions just went from to Daddy, hey. Yeah. It's like, oh, wait. Instead of unpopular opinions, I'm going to ask the question that Ted asked.
What is?
Fantastic Beast opinions.
I haven't watched it, either of them.
I haven't watched them either. I have no interest.
Guys, we can't talk about them if you don't watch them.
I'm sorry.
I just don't care.
Ted, my opinion is that I wish that they would not extend it to 5 movies. I wish they would just stop before they ruin it.
Damn, 5?
It's gonna be 5 movies?
Yeah. The Crimes of
just for him to kill Grindelwald? What? Everyone already knows what happens to him.
Crimes of Grindelwald was an entire movie based off of all of the things J.K. Rowling added into the story after her books were made and Twitter was created.
See, that's why I don't want to watch it. If it comes on Netflix, I will. But other than that, hell no.
If it comes on Netflix, I'll watch it.
I'm not spending my hard-earned money on that.
I really wanted to love it, but yeah. I'm going to just stick to my other movies and be a happy person.
Someone said the best one is Tom Holland. We will not come for him.
Look, I love me some Tom Holland, but if
he's so cute.
He evokes emotions in me when I watch him as Spider-Man, where I'm just always about to cry.
Aww.
And I appreciate it. And that last movie, I was like, I swear to God, if you ad-lib this scene, we are going to have a conversation.
I can't say anything because I have not watched Tom Holland as Spider-Man except in Avengers. And before that, I only seen one Andrew Garfield version.
Spider-Man Homecoming was really good. Tom Holland is actually a really good person. Like, I don't feel like we could have picked a better. If you're gonna play the younger Spider-Man, we couldn't have picked a better one. He's perfection as Spider-Man, and he's also like the funny millennial that we needed in the Avengers movies.
Yeah, he was definitely.
And his relationship with Iron Man will always be like tear-jerking for me.
Oh,
we're not talking about that. I'm still
legit sitting there in the theater like.
Knowing it was coming, and
please don't bring it up.
Meanwhile, the guy next to me is like bawling. I was like, "No, we're not doing this." And then at that point, I was like, "Yeah."
I don't want to talk about it. I'm not over it yet. I haven't healed. Oh, Ted did bring up that he wanted us to talk about After.
What's Actor?
You know,
oh, by Anna Todd, 1D fanfic. Can I just say, I was like a really big fan of One Direction when that was like on Wattpad, and it still like triggers me to know that it became a book.
I didn't read the books. I tried to read the first book. I only got halfway through the first chapter before I decided I just didn't want to do that to myself. It was horrific. And then apparently a movie came out recently, and I had no interest in going to see it, but one of my coworkers' daughter is like obsessed with the books, and she went to see the movie, and she was so upset by it. She hated it. She said that if you hadn't read the books, the movie wouldn't make sense, which defeats the purpose of making a movie. So she said it like for people who hadn't read the books and they just wanted to go see the movie, you would be confused.
I read the like the first 2 chapters when it was actually like just a fanfic, like it was as she was writing it
on Wattpad.
I never like read the books. I think I have one of them, but I thought it was the first one. It turns out it was the third one.
Oh.
And so I never read it. I don't really care to stare into anyone's green orbs, so I'm cool.
I feel like Brittany's Googling it right now.
I am. I have no idea.
Not even worth time.
Like, nope.
It's not worth it. I just wanted to discuss it briefly because Ted asked about it. It ain't worth none of our time.
Yeah, I've never heard of them. I would have loved to add to this, but I it's like, let me just pull over to another thing. Also, I'm totally thinking about making stickers for our book chats. I just thought it.
You should.
I'm really debating it because it's
do
quite.
It. No debate necessary. Just do it.
You can manage. It's quite hilarious. I'm like, ooh. I was like, does the Booktube community like stickers the way we like stickers?
Yeah, I think
definitely like stickers.
I had to turn my fan on. It's getting too hot.
It didn't get released in England?
What did?
After.
It didn't, or it did?
Didn't.
I mean, the movie was basically like panned and tanked in terms of like critics and stuff. Some of the fans enjoyed it, but I just feel like there's no point in a book to movie adaptation if you have to read the book to see the movie.
I feel like I didn't miss anything by not watching this.
You didn't.
Because
I didn't watch it either.
You guys both were very uninterested.
I just knew that there was a lot of hype about it in the book community for a while, in a certain sector of the book community. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents.
It was very interesting. That's like literally all I can say.
Oh, apparently it made 30 million and they're making a second movie.
Oh, wow. Never mind. Guess it didn't tank.
You know what though? I don't remember who posted this on book Twitter, but it like killed me. The guy who plays the main character in After, he played one of the young versions of Voldemort, and someone on Twitter was like, "This guy just plays different versions of the devil." I don't remember who said that, but it got me tweeted out by someone, and it took me out.
He can't help it.
Well, that is one of the things that seems to really draw young girls and young women to that book is the toxic relationship in the book. So apparently the relationship is like really toxic, and the girl like keeps going back for some reason or something.
Isn't that what 50 Shades was, and Twilight, and
at the very least, 50 Shades people were adults.
They were adults, but it was like at least 50 Shades was like he wasn't toxic to her. He just had a lot of issues.
I mean,
I don't know, because like at the end when he admitted that he like preyed on girls who looked like his mom, I was just
thank you. That sounds toxic to her.
I was like, Christian, I was really just trying to give the benefit of the doubt. Come on, man.
Like therapy.
I forgot about that part in the book, and now I'm really freaked out.
Leave her alone and go to therapy. You make way too much money not to have multiple therapists on deck.
Oh my god.
I just didn't like the fact that he like had a full-blown affair with his mom's friend as a young kid, and like try to talk about it as if it was perfectly normal and fine. And she was like, no, you were abused and molested. Like, the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, I don't have time for this book. I never read the other ones, but I heard they eventually got married after he put her through some more turmoil.
Yeah, and they had kids. Or a kid.
Married. But she did leave him at one point, I believe.
For like a day. It was not. It wasn't. He wasn't really harping that long. It was
for like a day. Enough to go get her clothes. Was that it?
Yeah, basically.
But at least Edward from Twilight wasn't toxic.
How is he not toxic?
You know what? Honestly, I think she was worse than him.
He wasn't toxic. He was just sparkly and didn't eat people. He ate animals.
No, the true tragedy of Twilight was that the Cullens didn't get more of a scene.
I know.
It's because they were far more interesting than Bella, Edward, and Jacob.
They were. The Cullens were very interesting, especially Esme. I felt like, or not Esme. What was her name? The one who had a lot of rage and like she got like attacked.
Oh, Emmett and Rosalie.
Rosalie was my favorite character in the sense that she seemed like the most interesting, and she barely got any like time.
I noticed you like a lot of angry women.
I love the angry women. You know why? Because women are always told that it's wrong to be angry. Don't be angry. And I'm like, you know what? No, it's okay. Let's embrace it. It's fine.
Vanessa said Bella jumped into the ocean to get his attention. May not be this thirsty for me. Amen.
Look, I don't need Vanessa. I'm not sure. I'm not a vampire. You're just going to die, and that's just what it is.
Average Joe Reed said, "Didn't Christian show up uninvited when Anna went to visit her mom in a different state? Creepy."
Exactly.
Yep, he did.
Nothing about that said, "Ooh, I want more." Everything said, "Creeper, run."
Well,
get a restraining order.
Authors have figured out that they can get away with stalkerish behavior and toxic relationships as long as the man is rich, like beautiful, and like just does all these huge romantic gestures. Then all of a sudden it's goals.
So as long as he's actually an abusive person in the story, because abusers are always beautiful. A lot of abusers are beautiful and can provide for you and apologize for gifts.
I want someone to do a social experiment and write a spoof of like 50 Shades of Grey or Twilight, but make the guys ugly. Like make Edward Cullen really unattractive looking, make Christian Grey really unattractive looking, and see if people will have the same reaction. Like he had a hunchback.
Like he was tall, strong jawline. So instead he'd be what? Like
what do you do?
4 feet, hunchback, balding.
We'd have to. That would be. I would love somebody to do something of that caliber.
Although balding isn't an unattractive trait, it's just just hair loss.
Right.
I'm so sorry about my nephew.
No, we think it's cute.
That was the comic relief we all needed.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
You were just looking at him like, please don't, please don't, please.
I was waiting for it.
I know.
I was waiting for it. He's so bad.
Oh, so funny.
Oh my gosh. Vanessa said when he's rich, it's okay. When he's poor, it's Law and Order episodes.
Exactly. Facts. Like, oh, he's rich. He's looking at a helicopter. It's all okay.
So Ted said Christian should be slack jaw, beard belly with receding hairline, and a bad skin condition. Bad. I love that y'all are just as petty as we are. Y'all say it so much more eloquently.
Right.
Ooh,
y'all, we still don't have a book for this book club.
Oh
yeah.
Somebody wrote a book where the 50 Shades was actually told where Christian was actually a black guy.
Oh, he would be all types of arrested and
right.
I didn't say that
Anna probably would have called the police on him.
Oh man.
He shows up wherever I am.
Call 911. Mayona is determined that we pick Twilight for the book club.
What? For the book club, we pick Twilight?
That's what she really wants.
This book club has took quite a turn.
I just kept thinking about our mission statement on Goodreads, and I was like, how am I going to swing this?
Because, technically, for it to qualify to be a part of a seat at the table, it has to be written by a person of color.
Exactly. I mean, we're reading Twilight for fun outside of the book club.
Yeah, like we can have another stream devoted to Twilight.
Yeah.
Because it seems like all of y'all are very adamant that we do Twilight.
I just want to hear Brittany's commentary about it.
I know, pretty much. We're just curious.
I can't remember when I don't even remember how old I was when I read those books. I know I was in high school. Right.
Sometimes you guys say stuff and I forget I'm like a lot younger than both of you.
Oh. You say like, dang, am I that old?
Yep.
Because I was definitely not in high school. I was nowhere near it when I started reading.
When you started reading Twilight. So what are we going to read for this book club, you guys?
I'm looking, I don't know. Like I would contemporary. Vanessa, the Poppy War is on my TBR. I just haven't picked it up. It's actually sitting on my bookshelf staring at me.
Ooh, the Poppy War. People keep talking about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always down for another Tochi. Wait, when does that come out?
I'm really intrigued about that book now.
Oh, that doesn't come out until October. Whoops.
Have you guys seen that one book? I can't think of what it's called right now, but it's literally like, it's definitely by a Black author. And it's like, and I was like, why are there always like step siblings or I think it's step siblings or foster siblings that like fall in love with each other?
I hate that trope.
What?
It's definitely a book. I can't think of what it's called though. Let me see if I can.
There are authors that do it all the time. It's like step siblings that fall in love, or they were step siblings at some point, or they become like, no. That is disgusting. And people are like, well, they're not related. I'm like, ew.
I have no comments because none of them are positive.
I hate that trope. That's probably like one of my most hated tropes. That trope and like the student-teacher romance creeps me.
Yeah,
like it makes me just want to hurl. Like I'm just like, this is disgusting.
Somebody mess with my baby and I'm just going to kill them. There's no need for this to happen. They're dying.
Like it's so creepy. Like I'm like, why are we so obsessed with this trope? It's creepy.
Why are we glorifying this? They're taking advantage of their position of power.
Yes. Not a fan.
I'm still scrolling. We might need to like change our mission statement to be authors of color so that we can get more books right now.
Yeah.
A lot of the books that I know of that are being written, I'm like, I'll read that.
We could probably change it.
Nope. I'm down with persons or authors of color so that our spectrum can open up a little bit.
Okay, I found it. The book's called Wrong in All the Right Ways. It says, Emma is a careful planner, set to graduate at just 16 years old, but what she didn't plan for was to fall in love with her new foster brother, Dylan. While studying Wuthering Heights and AP English, Emma and Dylan attempt to only keep their romance on page through an essay assignment, but will their secret forbidden love last? This YA contemporary seems to promise the ups and downs of hardships and laughs of falling in love for the first time.
That's disgusting. No.
So Iona says the princess theory.
Look,
you've been reading for 8 months.
If I read princess theory,
the book that
I said we should do it. Like, force me to end up finishing it. It's really, I keep telling you guys, it's not bad at all. It's just,
we can do it. If everybody that is on this discussion that keeps saying a princess in theory, and we come back to do this chat, and y'all better be on here full of words. Full of words. Because
okay, let's do it. Everybody wants to do it.
All right. Which one is the princess in theory?
Ted says the new Angie Thomas book on the come up.
Okay, so we are about to have a very serious talk here.
Oh no.
We've had to talk in our group chat, and now I'm going
to say this very plainly.
Oh no.
I don't want to read it.
Because I am tired of...
Oh yeah, we talked about this.
Yeah, I cannot read on the come up right now. What's the best way to put this?
Angie Thomas is she's in the penalty box right now. She's suspended.
Angie Thomas is not writing the books for us. She's writing the books for them. And therefore, I don't get the same kind of happy feeling that other
Black trauma
books. Yeah.
It's like educational books for people that aren't Black.
Yeah.
Like, this is what our life is like. And by our, I mean some of us, not all of us, because we're not all a monolith.
Yeah, like the stories need to be told, and I'm glad that he's taking the time to write them, but I don't need to read what I see happen in my everyday life. I have friends that get harassed by cops for literally just existing. I don't want to read books about it. So
I think On the Come Up is about a young girl who's trying to make it as a rapper.
It is.
And that is a whole other topic of reasons why I don't want to read that, because we do other things than rap and dance. So
valid. All right, well, that one's off the list.
We can do it. No, if it becomes a thing where everybody wants to read it, I'm like, I will totally read it. My opinions might not, my opinions just won't be what everybody else's is. But
I'm slowly listening to the audiobook.
Yeah, normally what I do is I wait for all the hype to die down with her books, and then by then the audiobook will be on
Hoopla
or the cloud library, and then I just get then I just listen to it as an audiobook at work, because then I don't have to worry about everybody's opinions on it and stuff, and I can get like my own. I can take my time with it basically, because The Hate You Give, I did not read that in one sitting. It took me a very
difficult book to
long time to get to that book. I went through a full range of traumatic emotions while reading that book, because
I never read it.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna want to read it, Troy.
If you've ever had an experience where like a loved one or someone that you really care about was in a situation like that, you will not want to read this book.
No.
It is very, like, she wrote that book as if she has experienced it personally, and you can tell. And
yeah.
When I got through with it, I didn't read for like a month and a half. I watched movies and cartoons and Disney related things.
I know. You have to go back into a happy mind, state of mind.
Yeah. So I'm glad it's doing good. I will read it when everybody's done. Also, Average Joe, fantasy is my favorite genre. Fantasy is what I read all the time. I love escaping the world. So yeah, I'll read fantasy. And Vanessa, point made. It was very traumatic. But I'm glad that she got her accolades, because it was still a very well-written book.
Very well written.
I just cried because it was so well written.
Because there's a difference between reading the book and being like for example, when I read Holocaust narratives, I can't feel it in the same way. I'm empathetic, so I can empathize and I can only imagine. But my heritage, I'm not Jewish. So my heritage isn't that. Like, I don't have family members that went through the Holocaust and things like that. So I can't feel it on that level. So that's the difference for people that may not be able to understand.
Example, actually.
So I'm sure like when Jewish people or people who have had family members that went through that read those type of narratives, it is probably so much more traumatic and triggering for them. They're probably like, oh, than it is for like me to read it,
That's actually a good example, because I've read a couple of those, and though I still feel emotional, it's not the same kind of emotional. I'm just like,
for sure.
I'll read it eventually, but those are the kind of books I have to take my super sweet time on.
So someone said A Princess Theory. Someone said Knots and Crosses by Mallory Blackman. Someone else said, what were the other suggestions?
I've actually never read An Ember in the Ashes either.
So good.
It is?
That's one of the best YA trilogies I've ever read.
Wow.
Although it's not a trilogy, but series.
That is a huge claim.
Saba Tahir can write her ass off.
I've never read that either.
Her, honey.
Someone else read With the Fire on High
by Elizabeth Acevedo. That's another one.
And Elizabeth Acevedo is a quick favorite. Again, anybody who has never read Poet X, don't read it. Get the audiobook.
Yes.
Thank me later.
Maybe we should just read that.
Read the audiobook, by the way.
Maybe we should just read that.
Which one? Well, How about we put a poll up and then you guys can vote and then we will have that decision because you guys gave us some good
suggestions.
Some really good suggestions. So
that is really good. I haven't finished the series yet, but I don't think she's finished writing it, but I got stuck after the second book. I think I stopped reading, but I need to continue.
Okay, so
I think you would enjoy that, Brittany, because she doesn't pull any punches and she's not afraid to make her characters really go through things.
I appreciate that. Characters be a full human.
Yeah, she's not afraid to make them really go through things. She's not afraid to like do certain things with her plot that like I feel like a lot of YA fantasy authors tiptoe around their characters a lot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's not have this happen because that's no. So.
Okay, so we're gonna do a poll.
Yeah. And then we're gonna get back to our regular schedule.
Vanessa says Intercepted by Alexa Martin.
Okay, wait. What's Intercepted?
So one of my best friends actually just finished reading the audiobook. So Intercepted basically is about a girl who starts dating, like, I want to say he's an NFL player. And I think she's biracial. She's either biracial or she's light-skinned. It's another interracial romance, basically.
Wow, Intercepted is part of the Playbook series.
Yes.
What?
Okay.
It's a whole series.
And never.
Again, we'll add it to the poll. Get all your friends to vote. Okay, so N.K. Jemisin, I think that's her name.
Yes.
We cannot start reading her yet. We have to wait until the fall because that's when I'm really heavily deep into my massive sci-fi fantasy moments. And she is on my list of books that I am conquering this year because I've heard nothing but good things about her. And I had no idea that she was a Black woman.
I bought the whole box set, so I'm ready, honey.
I'm on Book Outlet searching daily for them to post some new books so I don't have to pay full price. But I already know I'm buying the whole series. I already know because I've heard so many people. Who else do I watch? Peruse
Project.
Yeah, so because she literally just reads, and she was reading her series, and she was like obsessed with it. And she and I, in terms of fantasy books, have a pretty
similar taste.
Except for her love for Brandon Sanderson, we have a pretty general.
I cannot get with the whole Brandon Sanderson thing. I
can't either.
Unpopular opinion. Brandon Sanderson ain't all that.
He isn't. Okay, so right now we're taking a fantasy break. So all fantasy book options, we will add them to the list of potentials for later.
Someone else suggested Queenie again.
We will put Queenie back on the poll. So wait, we're putting Queenie, A Princess in Theory,
Ember in the
Ashes. And what is the Acevedo one?
Fire on High, I think.
Yeah, with the Fire on High.
Okay, yeah. That's 5, right?
Who's doing this poll? Because it won't be me.
Okay, hold on.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay, so transferring it. Oh, Jay Kristoff is also on my list. It's just that right now his writing is too heavy for me, so I got to take a break.
Isn't he that one that has that book that starts with the N?
Nevernight.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I bought the books because I really like the covers.
That was why I was gonna buy them, but I held off.
Yeah, I found it on Book Outlet for like $5.
Bye, nephew.
Okay, wait. So I said Queenie, A Princess in Theory,
and Ember in the Ashes.
Fire on High, and we need a 5th book to go on this. Or are we keeping it at 4?
I thought there was a 5th one.
I thought that Okay, wait. What? Do the choices again?
Shoot, I just forgot.
Ember in the Ashes, Queenie, with the Fire on High.
There was another one. Hold on. Let me go back.
What was the other thing? I thought there was 5.
There was. That's like, let me scroll back up.
Intercepted, was that what it was?
Yes.
Intercepted.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brittany, you're gonna put them up?
I thought you were writing them down.
Oh, I don't know. Okay. Okay, wait.
I'm done.
I was getting confused.
We're trying to get it together, y'all. We promise.
Kind of hope a princess in theory loses. Theory.
I didn't even know people on Facebook. I'm not even, or on YouTube. I'm not even gonna lie.
I haven't been on our Goodreads page in a minute.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going on there.
Nothing.
Okay. So I have all 5 written down, and I will do them after this live show.
Okay. So if you guys want to participate in the poll, which I hope that you do, the link to our Goodreads book group, there we go, words. I'm trying to get a link for that so I can post it in the chat, because I used to have the link readily available to just give to people. So I had a lot of people on Instagram ask me about it, but
yeah,
it's been a while. So 1 second.
Been a while.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's 7 p.m.
Oh, we have to cut.
What?
Did not know it was that late.
Have we been on here for 2 hours?
Yeah, apparently so.
Jeez.
Jesus.
We've been on here for a minute.
Thank you for staying with us this long, guys. That is a long
our
time.
rambles. Good God.
Yeah, this is a long ass live. Thanks for sticking it out. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, there it is. I found the link. Woohoo.
Yay.
Took me forever. Okay, link is going in the chat now. Come join our book club. Wait, I have to edit this because it won't let me put the web address in here.
Really?
It says remove any web addresses and try again. What?
That's weird.
Okay, well, if you go to Goodreads and search A Seat at the Table book club.
Okay, wait, I'm confused.
It won't. Did it in the chat show up as a link?
What month will this be? Will it be May's read or June's read? June?
Read.
Let's just do June.
Okay.
So we just took a 3-month break. It's fine.
Yeah, totally.
We're already halfway through May, so it's kind of like.
Yeah, we'll just do June.
Look at Troy hard at work.
Oh, also, they're clearly talking to you guys. Can you recommend some good, fluffy, but angsty romances? And Vanessa, bless you for staying awake because I'd have been asleep by now.
I can recommend Christina C. Jones, the author. She's very prolific and she has great romances that are also very angsty. Who else can I recommend? I mostly recommend authors, and then you can just kind of go look at all their books and pick whichever one suits you the best. Also, Nia Forrester. I'm going to write it in the chat. There's Nia Forrester. I think her name is spelled with 2 F's. Let's see. I'm just going to write it in the chat, y'all.
We could always, because you know how on our Goodreads book club page, we can do discussions.
Yes.
And things, so we can actually start building like threads of different genres with our favorite authors.
That's
and
really
then
smart.
take the authors and then go search for all of their books.
I like that.
Yeah, because that way we could keep a constant record. We won't be reading anybody to filth on there. There will just be names.
Yes.
So we'll eventually get our lives together and get that set up as well.
I know.
Bear with us, guys. We're still in a transitional phase.
I guess it's just like Goodreads, like our Goodreads page and like making it the way we want will also be like another full-time job.
Basically. But yeah, speaking of full-time jobs, I need to go get ready for mine.
Okay, I have posted the poll.
Awesome. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, the link is not working in the chat. So when the chat is over, I'll be able to post it as a comment.
So silly.
What's up with that?
All right, well, we're going to wrap up this live.
Thank you guys so much for staying.
Yes, it's been 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. Thank you so much for joining us. And yeah, I guess that's it. We're going to go. Bye. Bye, guys. See you in the next one. Definitely go vote in the poll. And we will make an announcement of which we'll keep the poll open for a week. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I give everyone enough time to vote. And then we'll make our pick towards the end of May. And we'll announce it on the book club page. And we'll somehow announce it on our social media platforms so you guys will know what we're reading. And we will see you guys in June.
Bye, guys.
Bye.